So again, sorry about the spontaneous videos. My dog's chewing something in the background, but often when I'm walking and not trying to plan to make anything in particular, I get the best ideas. So I just wanted to say how profound the mild emotions are. So if you look at the Abraham Hicks emotional scale, under contentment is boredom, then pessimism, then frustration, irritation. So looking at those first three emotions that start to be guidance that we typically refer to as negative emotions, these are not boring, not annoying, and there's no reason to feel pessimistic about them. They are profound, because these are the very first indicators that it's time to look at what we're thinking, to look at those assumptions, to stop. So noticing when you're in those emotions before the momentum starts, you have the ability to just turn it around like that. So I told somebody recently that he's not a tractor trailer. He doesn't require a ton of space and a ton of expertise in driving to turn himself around. And that's a beauty in meditation. That's a beauty in realizing that everything is now, all potential is now, all power is now, and that since we aren't physical beings in time, we can turn ourselves around like that. However, when momentum gets going, and when we get in some really mucky emotions and we let it go, and we keep on believing our thoughts and keep on digging deeper that way, instead of digging deeper within ourselves, within feeling, then it seems as if we are a tractor trailer and it takes a long time to turn it around. So let me reiterate, because this is a really profound point. Those emotions are not boring. They're not frustrating. They are profound. Every single emotion is profound. But if we take them seriously, then you find that you don't go into those lower emotions and there's no real suffering. You're paying attention to the suffering when it first starts, and those emotions are the first indicators. So just sitting down and meditating is one thing that you can do, and you always know by feeling what the path of least resistance is then. Sometimes you have momentum and you're in the world and you want to create things and you want to do things, and you want some direction on how to do that. You don't want to sit and meditate and totally drop the momentum every single time. And so one thing that I discovered and just started doing was, if in the times like that when I was feeling those mild, what we call negative emotions, if I would sit down and write down how I wanted to feel, I would be able to get specific about it in the feeling. And so I was putting the intention of feeling first. I wasn't just trying to do something to get away from it or trying to do something to resolve it. Instead, I was intentional about how I wanted to feel. And what I found when I started doing this is immediately, usually, there would be something that occurred to me that I wanted to do, and usually it was action that I could take then. So I found myself, for example, writing down the word refreshed once and realizing, oh, I have an extra sweater on in the house and the heat's, not turned low enough for me to need the sweater. If I take off the sweater and have some lemon water, I'll feel refreshed. Sometimes it's so simple as that we're dehydrated, or we're just not noticing. We're not in tune with our bodies. We don't even know what we need. And you turn spirituality into this big lofty thing. Sometimes it turns into this lofty thing. Here I am saying these things are profound. It's profound to realize when it's time to take a break, or when it's time to have a drink of water. So imagine that the universe is like a waiter, ready to take your order, or like a genie, waiting to hear your wish. You wouldn't go to a restaurant and mumble to the waiter what it is that you do not want. You wouldn't say, I really don't want the chicken Alfredo. unless you're very clear in speaking what you do want, the universe will bring you the chicken Alfredo. When you are thinking, every time you're thinking, you're placing your order, you're placing your wish, and it's a universe of no exclusion, no duality, no separation, no exclusion, and so you're getting what you think about. You cannot think two thoughts at the same time. So whenever you're feeling any sort of suffering, it's an indication to turn to what is wanted. And in these emotions like boredom, pessimism, and irritation, we have the ability to quickly pivot to what is wanted without a whole thing. And if we let it get worse, sometimes we have to wait for things to play out, or we need to express those things. But if we are quick to notice it and quick to turn to the essence of what's wanted, place our order with the universe, we don't let it get there. So ask yourself how you want to feel. Everything that we want to do or everything we want to have is because of how we believe we will feel in the doing or the having of it. So here we're going direct to how we want to feel, and then we are allowing ourselves to feel what these words evoke, and then allowing that space to receive, if the thought arises, what sort of direction or what sort of specifics that is.